Hi, this is Bill West. I'm one of the owners of Laketime Houseboats along with my partner Belinda Hunter. And this is our 65-foot houseboat that we just put on the lake. And I'm going to do a walkthrough and show you the features of it. It's 65 feet. It has 9 queen size beds and it's well suited for Lake Powell. It has complete solar. It has a fiberglass hardtop. It has screening all around in the front and on top. And the screens, you could see, you can roll those up on both sides. They have zippers, so it makes it very, very nice and a lot cooler. And it's waterproof on the roof. You can't see it there, but it has a full kitchen on the roof and a bathroom on the roof as well. So now we're going to take a little walk through it, and I'll point out some of the features of all of our Laketime houseboats. Hi again, Bill West with Laketime Houseboats. I'm going to point out some of the features on our front deck. You can see that we have 4 anchor holders here. And if you pan over that way, you'll see that we have large anchors, and on this side too. And we weld a pounding block as a piece of steel. We put it on top of it and we weld it to the top of the anchor. And that way you can use these large sledgehammers and beat on the anchor as much as you want, and that anchor will last a lot longer. And also you could see the gangplank goes on the front, and we provide 2 foot wash buckets. We provide 2 sledgehammers, 2 rakes, and 2 shovels that are very durable. So you can dig your anchors in, you could tie to rocks or whatever works for you. You can even use beach back. And you can see the screening on the front deck. They're easy to hook up, they're easy to roll up. They keep the sun off the front deck, and it protects you from the rain. If it's raining, the rain doesn't come into the front deck. Now we're going to walk onto the front deck and show you some of the other features. On the front deck here, you have a table with 4 chairs that's stacked. You also have your shovels and your rakes down in the hold here. There's no batteries in the front. There's a bilge pump. And then on the front, we have large industrial rubbish cans that snap on with, they're 55 gallon. You have one upstairs, one downstairs, and you have one on the rear deck too. And so you can see how the screens roll up. So you can roll them up or leave them down, whatever works. All the boats have a 7 cubic foot freezer. It holds about 12 bags of ice, but we also rent 14 cubic foot freezers, and we put them on the front deck so you can have as much ice as you want. The name of the boat's on your door, SunDaze. It has a screen. We put these straps on so that children and owners won't walk through the screen door. So we've tried to eliminate a lot of the maintenance problems by preparing the boat for groups with children and families. We'll take a walk inside. Here's your salon. Belinda Hunter, my partner, designed all of this. She does a wonderful job with it, and it has brand new flooring. It has, if you look over here, it has a sleep sofa right here. It has a toy box here. It has a Polang chair, I guess they call them. And it also has a 5-gallon freshwater holder here. All of our blinds are very simple, easy to replace. They go up and down, and you have full shade inside if you need it, or the sun, and the windows are deeply tinted. All of our boats now are equipped with a kitchen like this with plenty of cabinet space. We provide the towels for dinner time, and we have the holders for them. It has a coffee maker, a blender, a 4-piece toaster, and then fresh water is here on the sink. On this side you have city water from Page, and then this is lake water, but it goes through a filter system, and supposedly it's UV light, and it comes up from the lake, and they say you can drink it, but most owners aren't confident with that statement, and so they use the bottled water and bring water themselves. We provide the soaps. You can see the soap dispenser here, and then we outfit it for, I believe, 16 people. So you could see just part of the cabinetry and the dishes that are in there, not all of it. But we have appliances, things like we may start putting on Keurig, but things that you use that are out of the ordinary, that's something you need to bring yourself. And here's a nice feature too. We don't secure the table down, and so you could slide the table over and make the living area a lot larger if you don't feel like you need the seating in the back of the table. And that's really a nice feature. And it's heavy vinyl, so it's easy to clean. And then you have a trash compactor here, so you can compact your trash and save a lot of room. All of our boats now have propane stoves. We got away from propane stoves years ago because they didn't have the safety features they have now, but now all of our boats have propane stoves. And we have sniffers for propane, but your nose is the best way to do that. And we have spare propane tanks on the roof. Has a microwave, has a knife block, has everything you need. And all the refrigerators, I believe they're 19 cubic foot. And we're going to turn around now and see. This refrigerator is working now, and the refrigerator upstairs is working. All the lighting is working, but no generator is running. Here's why. We're going to go up to the helm here. Most of our large boats, our 75-footers, already have Victron solar systems installed. We are moving toward that on the smaller 65-foot boats as well. So this has 63% of solar, and it's been sitting here for 2 days, and the generator has not been turned on once. The reason you need the generator, and in September like we are now, is you need air conditioning. If you do not need air conditioning, you don't need to run the generator anymore. The generator, all the lighting is LED. Everything, the water heater now is propane operated. It's an instant water heater, so you don't need a lot of heavy power. The only time you need to power on the generator is for the winch and for the air conditioning. So that kind of covers that. Now on the front too, you'll see that we have a marine radio here, which you're used to already. But we have a special radio here. This is a Motorola private band radio, and it communicates with our repeater, which is on Navajo Mountain. So kind of hear a little click. That's hitting the repeater on Navajo Mountain, and we're in Sand Canyon. So anywhere you are on the lake, you have a way to communicate with us. Also, probably the best feature that we just added, if you come over here and kind of aim at everybody loves TV, and bigger the better. So if you look here, all of our boats use Roku TV. The reason this TV works, there's no generator running, is because we've installed Starlink on all of our houseboats. We tested it for a year. It works perfectly, and we've done it for 2 seasons. So you have Wi-Fi 90% of the time. So this TV is running with Starlink streaming, has all the apps, everything you need. And now you could call or text us when you have issues on the lake. You don't necessarily have to radio us. We also, on all of our boats, have a tracking system. So there's a tracker up top. You can't see it, but it tracks when you're running, your battery rate, the speed you're moving, when you turn the key to leave, and when you turn it off where you finally stay. I know you bring a lot of children, a lot of family. Where do you all sleep? Well, I'm going to point out the sleeping arrangements, and so you know exactly what's on the boat. Right here we have a leather sofa. Queen size bed comes out of there, and so you have 2 to sleep here, so that's 1 queen size bed. And then the first bedroom, which has a door and a lock and a closet, is this one up on top, the first one you come to. Fairly simple, and it has steps to be able to get up, and it has a nice closet. And then we come back here, you get a LiPO map, to the hallway down to the lower bedroom. Down here you have a nice mirror and shade. And then if you can come down here, you could see the 2 bedrooms. And this is what we've done on all Laketime boats. We've made sure that the cuddies weren't cuddies, but they were full head height. I'm 5'11", and so this is about 6 feet high. This is the bed. They're all made. The linens are provided. Everything's provided for the bedroom. We add little cabinets where we can and hooks for your clothing. And they have a smoke and carbon monoxide detector down here, and they have one upstairs as well. Every bedroom has a fan. And then you have your shade and the windows. We like opening windows because at night you could put a big fan in front of the patio door. You can open your windows, you could turn on the fan, and it draws in the 70-degree temperature from the outside into the inside. So you'll be comfortable. You don't have to use the generator. That's not a possibility in July, most likely, but at least you have a comfortable way of staying on the houseboat. So on the other side, it's pretty much exactly the same, but you got a nice queen size bed. You've got a cabinet here. This one, you have to put your feet underneath this wall, but it's very comfortable. Okay, this is the back bedroom here. You can see it has a sliding door, so this you can block off from the rest of the bedroom. The bed is pretty high. That gives us full head height, so we provide this stool to give you a little extra boost to get up on top. The front bathroom here, pretty similar to the other one. I think they're exactly the same size and outfitted the same way. So that's the front bathroom. We use drop-through heads. We do not use macerator heads because all they do is break down, get clogged, and they're a nightmare. So all our waste tanks are directly below the toilet. You just push it and it drops in. Simplest method, always works. Okay, Bill West with Laketime Houseboats again. We're now at the rear deck, and that's the most important part of the houseboat because it's the operation part that keeps it moving up lake, getting back from the lake, and running the generator. You'll look in the engine compartment here. On one side, it has a 350 MPI motor, the exact same 350 MPI motor, absolutely brand new, 0 hours. Has new batteries. We use 2 sets of batteries, one for 12 volt and one for house power. So you always have enough power back here. You can't see it, but underneath there's a 200-gallon fuel tank, 190 or so. And then there's another 200-gallon fuel tank around 190. Engine, all your spare fluids are down there. We have a Buoy system on the wall in the corner there that it's halon based, and if there's a fire or high heat in the engine compartment, that will blast off and put everything out, especially when the engine compartment lids are closed. You can see this is the latest version of Westerbeke generator. Generators are probably the most maintenance intensive devices we have. A lot of times we have to run up lake, help the owners with the generators. What has helped us tremendously is now the load on this generator is way less than half of what it used to be. Why? Because we use the Victron solar system and inverter system that takes care of 90% of what the owners need. For the air conditioner or the winch, or if it's so cloudy the batteries won't charge, the generator would take over. And you as owners may say, well, what happens if we have a problem on the lake? We have a number of workboats. They all go around 50 to 60 miles an hour. The National Park Service allows us to go up lake. And we won't go up lake for just anything because it's quite expensive. But for things that are really necessary for your trip, we send a mechanic up lake. We don't send them late in the afternoon, but you have inverter power to get through the night. We usually send them out at 6 a.m. so they're there to help you out first thing in the morning. If we do have to make a lake run, we ask you to text us any other needs you might have, and we'll bring those up the lake as well. So that's how we take care of it. Our maintenance is unique in this industry. We do a complete mechanics check every single time the boat is used. It has about 70 items on it, and a mechanic goes through the whole thing. The other thing is you're required to make a list of every item. If there's a clip holding up a curtain and it's broken, we expect you to write that down so we could fix everything on the boat before the next owner comes. So the owners that come early in the season when everything's taken care of, they have a wonderful trip. But now the owners in September, October have a wonderful trip as well, because you, the owners, dictate to us by making this list, and then we use that list to correct all those items. So that's the back deck. We have an air conditioner. We have a more efficient air conditioning system now, so it doesn't put nearly the load on the generator that used to. You'll see on a 65-foot boat, we have a very thick tow rope. This can tow an airplane if you had to, but they float and they last forever, and it's approximately 75 to 100 feet long. It's blue, but it floats. That means if you slow down, you're not going to get the rope in the prop on a rope that sinks. You can see how we anchored the back of the boat too. We were able to anchor in this location off the rocks. So we tie off permanently our anchor lines. They're 100 feet long. So you just take them out and you could tie them to anything you want. And we have the same trash can on the back. And over here gives you another 200 gallons of fuel. So you have 600 gallons of fuel, and you have a fuel pump here, and you have another fuel pump under this hatch. Under this hatch, you can divert fuel from any tank in the engine compartment. You have to be cautious though, because you have to save enough fuel to get yourself home. But you can use up to 600 gallons of fuel. Don't do that, because we'll have to bring gas to you. But you can use most of the gas if you stay in close on your jet skis and power boats. And speaking of gas, we provide non-ethanol, both regular and premium, and we also have diesel in our yard. Now, when you look at the cost of fuel at Aramark or Bullfrog or any of those places, it's we could save you up to $2 a gallon. So you could just imagine that. It's between $1.50, $2 a gallon that you save. And if you use 600 gallons on your trip, you just saved $1,200, and you had better fuel, and you had premium in the tanks where you want it. That's something that no other company can provide, and none of the marinas provide it. On the back deck, I'll point out this is, you understand what these are, boat hooks. And then we have safety devices. We have a throw ring there. We have a fishing rod holder over here that's convenient to use. And nice lighting. That's the back deck. And then you have the swim deck out here. We put bumpers on the swim deck so you could pull your boats up close. Now, we've left this boat here for over a week, so it's going down, so now the water's touching it. This is when we would back it away another 4 feet, and the swim deck would be up out of the water. You see this device on the right-hand side. It's a white box with a pole. That's the dry stack exhaust system that we designed about 20 years ago. That takes the exhaust from the generator, and it sends it up the roof well above the canopy top. And so all your carbon monoxide goes into the box, the water comes out the bottom, and your carbon monoxide goes up the pole. So our boats are completely safe when the generator is running. So that's the rear deck. Let me see. Oh, of course, you have the kids' favorite, a water slide. And you just turn on the valve here, and then there's a switch here. Very convenient. Right there. Okay, that's the rear deck on a Laketime houseboat. All of our houseboats are similar, so you get an idea of the features on our houseboats. So we're going to go upstairs, and we're going to take a look at what's upstairs. We've loaded jet skis on, kayaks, and paddle boards, so you could see how much you could fit on the roof while you go out to the beach. So we'll go upstairs. This we found is the best way to bring up toys up the lake. It's the safest, easiest, and it doesn't block access to the back of the boat or cause problems with jet skis that might sink by towing them. This is a Thurn winch. It'll pick up 10,000 pounds. Has a hook right there. We have a gate over here that you pull out and you lift up the ski, and we provide you with jet ski carts, 2 carts on a 65-footer. You could set others on the floor or ask us for more carts on the roof. Skis up, and then you lower them down into the lake. It's a very simple process, and it works very good. So we've got 2 skis up here, 2 paddle boards, and 2 kayaks. And you'll see here we only use Weber grills because they're very, very dependable. And so you can ask for a second grill, and we rent larger Weber grills if you want 2 grills. And here is your propane. And you can see we have a shutoff valve on the propane, and there's a switch on the helm, and we tell you when you're done using propane, it's best, like overnight, to just shut it off, and then in the morning when you're ready to take showers, use the instant propane heater and also the propane stoves, then turn it on. We provide 6 chairs. We're getting into aluminum chairs that don't blow away, they don't deteriorate, and they're lightweight. So we're always looking for better things. We have a big storage box on every boat. They carry 16 life vests, a sling, and a carrier for jet skis. This will carry any jet ski, and it carries a lot of weight. The owners own that, and we replace it every few years. And then you have a fire extinguisher up on the upper deck as well, another heavy-duty trash can, and then you have 4 sling chairs from Costco, where everything else comes. And here is a nice feature. We're upgrading all our boats to this. We have a really nice bathroom, plenty of room, and plenty of cabinet space up here, and a nice toilet. And so you don't have to leave the top deck. So it's very, very convenient. Okay, walking toward the front. We've got a beautiful bar and kitchen. We started doing this a number of years ago, and we saw how popular they are. But you have a full-size refrigerator, full-size stove and oven, and a sink. So everything's here, and it's all outfitted with dishes and whatever you need. It's all well lit. I don't have the lights turned on. It's all well lit at night, and we may be putting in some kind of solar strip lighting or something. So we're kind of looking better ambiance on our boats. And we have a stereo system. We have another Roku TV that works on the Starlink just as well. So you could sit up here, watch a ball game, watch a movie. And then we have more sleeping area. So we have 5 bedrooms downstairs. These aren't the sleep sofas that'll be on this boat. We'll get a better sleep sofa. It's not a sleep sofa, it's a futon. So you can use the futon at night to sleep on, and during the day you have a couch. And you can move these around. So we have 1, 2 of those. And for sleeping, just point out the sleep mats. You see the sleep mats? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 10 sleep mats, or 8 sleep mats are provided with the boat. Oh no, I think 4 are provided. Then you can ask for more, and we charge very little for extra sleep mats. Same thing up here, you have full screening. What I do is the shady side of the boat that's shady all day, I open up all the screens, and I close all the screens where the sun hits it all afternoon. Like where we're parked, the sun will go down to the west, and these are the screens you want to leave closed. The other side you can leave open, and you'll have a shady upper deck, which makes it a lot cooler. Now if you come late in the season, open them all up, let the sun in, warm up the top deck, but that's how we set up our decks. All wicker furniture. There's seating here for I don't know, 12 at least. So that's the upper deck on a 65 footer. So all our houseboats are 75-foot fleet, all have fiberglass tops, and now we're moving toward the 65-foot boats, and we're going to upgrade those as well. Starlink tracking system, that's what keeps us going, and a radio system. Communication is our number one important thing. We want to communicate with you throughout your trip. If you have an emergency, you can get on the marine radio and say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. If it is an emergency, you could text us. We send the text to the mechanic who could deal with it best. He either calls you or texts a solution back to you. It also helps us with taking you off the lake, because we know when you are at Antelope Point, it sends all of us a text message. When you're at the dam, it sends us another text message. When you're in the no wake zone at Waweep, it sends us another text message. So you never have to wait to get off the lake, and you don't have to wait to get up lake. Laketime houseboats have the privilege, not the right, to stay in the yard overnight. So this boat has 9 queen-size beds. Now imagine if you had to get 9 queen-size beds at the hotels in Page in the summer. You'd maybe 2-4 people, so you'd have to have a number of rooms, and it would be thousands of dollars. What it allows you to do is load up in our yard off a set of stairs, not off the slips. The boat's air conditioned, the toilets work, everything works just like it does on the lake, and you get to save thousands of dollars, and you get the privilege of waking up to my drivers starting the trucks at 5:30 in the morning. Everybody wants to be up lake early in the day. We want you in early in the day, and now we provide buoys out in the buoy field. So if you want to come in the night before, you can come in at 6, 7 o'clock at night, hook up to a buoy, enjoy it, go to the restaurant for dinner, and then we could take you off the lake at 6, 7 in the morning. So we've tried to build this program with convenience. One thing I learned when I started houseboating with my wife is she said she loved houseboating, but dear, I do all the work. And it turns out that usually the wives do all the work. Once we started our programs, they said, hey, this works. They make our beds, they provide the linen, they take off the trash, they load the groceries. We don't have to do anything now. The boat gets cleaned professionally, so now the wives want to go just as much as the husbands do. So we're trying to preserve good family life. The whole idea behind Laketime is that you spend more time on the lake than you do cleaning, fixing, outfitting the boat for your trip. So you can enjoy your trip knowing you have bags of ice already, that everything works, everything's been checked out. And then when our pilot is done with you, when he launches the boat, you sign the sheet, and the sheet says, good to go. So you've decided it's good to go to explore Lake Powell, the most beautiful lake in the world, as a family, and you can do it forever.